Hello everyone. Just wanted to read you guys a book called Water is Water by Miranda Paul and illustrations by Jason Chin. This is a book about the water cycle. Water is water. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Water is water unless it heats up. Whirl, swirl, watch it curl by. Steam is steam unless it cools high. A dragon in a wagon, a crow kneading dough. Clouds are clouds unless they form low. Misty, twisty, where is the town? Fog is fog unless it falls down. Patter, splatter, what is that sound? Rain is rain unless on the ground. Slosh in galoshes, splash to your knees. Puddles are puddles unless puddles freeze. Glide, slide, put on the brakes. Ice is ice unless it forms flakes. Pack, stack, shape it and smack. Snow is snow unless spring comes back. Creep, seep, squish in your boots. Mud is mud unless there are roots. Swing, grow big, reach for the best. Apples are apples unless they get pressed. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Cider is cider until we drink up. More about water. Water moves and changes often, just like children. Also, people. Each drop of water travels its own unique path. This story shows some of the many creative ways that water moves and changes over the seasons. Although the characters in this book sometimes heat up, drink, or play with water, nature usually moves and transforms water all by itself through the water cycle. In Water is Water, a cup of water begins as a liquid, but then it heats up. And white swirl that rises above the boiling pot or cup of cocoa is still water, but we call it steam. It will become an invisible gas in the air. Did you know that the sun, not many, heats up most water without forming swirls of visible steam and turns into gas? Whichever way it happens, this process is called evaporation. It cools high. As invisible gas, water is called vapor. Once vapor reaches cooler air, often high in the sky, vapors form clouds. This is called condensation. They form low when vapor cools and condenses close to the ground. The clouds that form are called fog. Fog is not as common as high-flying clouds and plays a very small part in the water cycle. Bus drivers must be thankful for that. It falls down. Once water droplets inside any cloud become too heavy, they fall down as precipitation. Though rare, water droplets in fog can drip or drizzle down, but most precipitation comes from higher clouds. Whenever water falls from clouds as a liquid, it's called rain. On the ground, water that moves on top of the ground is called runoff, which often collects in puddles, lakes, rivers, and oceans. Puddles freeze. When the temperatures drop below a certain point, 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius, water turns into a solid called ice. It forms flakes. Snow is made in the sky when bits of ice form crystals around specks of dust or pollen. As they fall, vapors freeze and stick to each crystal to make flakes. Spring comes back. When temperatures warm up, the snow melt runs off into the streams and rivers. Along the way, some water mixes with dirt to make mud. There are roots. Seepage happens when water creeps down from the top of the dirt into small spaces in the ground. When plant roots absorb this water is called uptake. This helps them grow and produce fruit. They get pressed. Although apples are solid, the water inside makes them plump and juicy. Squeezing them releases the liquid. We drink up. Did you know that you are mostly made of water? Drink up. Water every day to stay as amazing as you already are. Thank you so much for reading this book with me.